What is going on, Zinger Nation? How are we doing today? I hope everyone's having a good day. Everyone was freaking out yesterday about how SPY was going to go. Thankfully, didn't go that bad. Everyone was like, oh my God, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. We're all going to go to zero. SPY is going to tank. Beginning of a recession, depression, market crash. None of that happened. I told you guys last week. We've been talking about it for months now, every single month. Every single month, I've told you guys. I said, hey, look, SPY, after CPI comes out 2 to 3 days later, depending on the severity of how CPI goes, we have a bit of a tiny dippity dip. And that's okay. We got the tiny little dip and then it recovers. And the same exact thing happened today. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. I've got SPY pulled up. As you can see here, look, last month, little dippity dip after the CPI came out. Again on June. Again in July. And look, just like clockwork, again in August. In pre-market, came all the way down to the bottom Bollinger Band. We bounced. We came to 343 at a certain point during pre-market, but that's okay. Bounced right back up. And look, we closed around 340, 339. No big deal at all. I think we're going to follow a similar pattern to what happened here. Instead of having one green day, which kind of recovered everything like last time, we'll have 2 green days. I think tomorrow we'll have a bit of a green day. We'll recover here, or it'll be flat, and then we'll make our way back up. What's going on, Fred, Emperor Bear? How you doing? I see you in the chat. Dupree, how are you? Richard Judge, how are you doing, brother? Welcome. So we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. So SPY in general, I think tomorrow will be a flat to green day. Nothing bad happened. Nothing craziness happened. Again, just the patterns of everything going on. I was expecting us, honestly, to come down to the 50 MA, which we did. In pre-market, if you look down here, 434. If we look at the daily chart, 50 MA, 433. So very close. Again, 433.73. What's going on, Paulina? Welcome back. And we bounced. Again, you don't see the pre-market stuff on the daily chart, hence why it looks like this. But if we go to like a 4-hour chart, again, the 50 MA adjusts for the interval that you're in. But look, we bounced. We did fine. Nothing too crazy. Take a look at QQQ. That's a little bit of a different story. Had a green day today. After 2 red days, tech has been weak. That is obvious. We're seeing that a lot with Tesla. We're seeing that a lot with a lot of these different stocks. Apple has been having a tough time getting over 150. We've been seeing that. IWM, our penny stock family, as you can see, not doing good. I've been telling you guys, I'm like, stay away from the pennies for now. August is not a month for the penny stocks. Stay away from them. And look, it's obvious now that we are far from this resistance line. IWM is not doing great. It's not having a good month, not having a good, I would even say 2 months. I'd say, no, actually, the past 2 weeks have been quite terrible. Just 2 weeks, not even a month. 2 months have been bad. Actually, I take that back. 2 red months back to back. Not doing good. It hasn't been a market for penny stocks. That's just how it is. No big deal. Don't worry about it. You adjust, you adapt, swing large cap stocks, mid cap stocks, do stuff like that. We're going to start off by talking about Bitcoin a bit. We're going to start off with Bitcoin, then we're going to go to MUDS, which is a SPAC that a lot of retail loved because it was in coordination with Topps, a lot of nostalgia with baseball cards. NFTs were the big cup in the beginning of the year, and we can see here. But Bitcoin is the topic we're going to cover right now. Bitcoin has regained the 50 moving average. We lost it yesterday. I'm sorry, the 200 moving average. We lost it yesterday. We've regained it. I just put out a brand new video on my YouTube channel discussing a really cool pattern that I'm seeing here in the Bitcoin chart that could happen. If you'd like to watch that, you can check that out. You can go to ryanstocks.com, and just to show you that that's not some weird website, and you click on the first tile, it will take you to my YouTube channel, and you can see that video on Bitcoin explaining why I think Bitcoin could make its leg up to the high 60, 70, 80s, and even 100,000 by the end of this year into early next year. But you have to watch that to explain it. I'm not going to spend that time here discussing it, but Bitcoin's doing well. Look, we're consolidating within this box right here. No big deal. Better than consolidating down here. I'll tell you that for sure. And I'm very bullish on Bitcoin and where we're going into the next few months, just to put it simply put there. Let's talk about MUDS. Mudrick Capital was in talks to merge with Topps. And I'm going to go to Benzinga Pro in order to kind of get you this new story so we can get the exact details of what happened. We can see that Topps trading card game Mudrick falls after reports of the MLB deal with Fanatics. It looks like, so the MLB is the Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Players Association have awarded the next trading card deal license after, I think, 20 years. No more to Topps, but now to Fanatics, which is a big deal. Honestly, quite unfortunate because that was kind of the bread and butter of it. Everyone was talking about, okay, Tops is going to be, oh wow, 70 years, not 20 years. After 70 years of being with Tops, and I remember Tops has always been the big thing. If you watch anything interesting, Tops has been the go-to for baseball cards and the whole card industry, and everyone was like, this NFTs are going to be big. And unfortunately, it looks like Tops isn't happening with baseball anymore, that's a big chunk of the revenue. So that's gone. And parallel to that, we can see MUDS took a massive hit of 2.13% intraday, and after hours down to 1.58. Now, the good thing is it's a SPAC, so it has a floor, but it looks like a lot of people are making their exits. And yeah, I know this is the big hot topic of today, but there's no stock in order for me to talk about this, so I'm just going to avoid it for now. I know it's the elephant in the room. By the way, we're on Twitter. If you'd like to follow me, the link is in the description. You can go to twitter.com/Ryan Rozbiani. It's also at myryanstocks.com. You can click this tile to follow me there. I answer a lot of questions. People DM me there or tweet me there. I'll answer any questions you have if you don't want to ask them here. So we covered MUDS. We covered Tops. We got a lot going on. Amy PTs, what's going on, Amy? Where you been? Amy? How you doing? Welcome back. Amy's here, which gives me a sign. I wanted to talk about Pfizer. Pfizer, interesting day. Very parallel pattern, just like we've been talking about. Patterns are everything. Patterns are everything. I need my EMA here. I need my 9 EMA. If you look here, I'm going to turn off the 50 MA. We don't need it right now. That was much needed for SPY, but here we don't need it. If you look here, the 9 EMA has been kind of the major kind of master support for Pfizer, I want to say since July 9th. Since July 9th, if you look, it wicked down here on this day. I'm going to give it kind of a leniency here, but it's been kind of the master support for so long, and it's been holding. But if you look at Pfizer's pattern here, it hits a 52-week high. It consolidates, hits, consolidates, hits, consolidates, hits, consolidates, hits, consolidates, and it looks like it's consolidating, and that's okay. So I think this is another opportunity for folks who want to get into it. I know there's talks of a third booster shot or all that. I don't want to get into the politics of vaccines. I don't care for that to discuss that here. But discussing playing options on this one, it could be an interesting option to play if we see the bounce happening. Now, I'm someone who will not buy on the bottoms because I like to watch for signs of a recovery. I don't want to just jump into it and go in there. So Amy's correct. Amy says, knew it would retrace, doubled up. Let's go. I agree with you. I think it will retrace. And I'm looking personally, I played August 27th calls. I played September 17th calls. Both did fantastic for me. The next step I'm really looking at to get into is October calls. I'm looking to get into $48 in the money October calls, not puts, calls. So I'm looking to get into here. It's decent. It's in the price range that I like. I think that I just need some. I'm fine paying around 3 even if needed. So we can see how it goes there. Paulina says sold $49 puts for 115% today. Let's go. I love that. People playing both sides of the trade. You can make money on the stock going up and on the stock going down. That's the thing that a lot of traders tend to forget. A lot of traders tend to forget that you can make money as a stock goes up and you can make money as a stock comes down. That's why it's very powerful to know how to trade options. Look, you can make money going up, calls. You can make money coming down, puts. Now imagine this kind of action here going from, what is this right here? We're going from like around $50, 49.83 to 48. Let's just say that's a one delta. Let's just say just one simple delta, right? Very tiny, small delta. Let's say she played the $48. She played the $49. We don't have the date on that, but let's just assume she played the $49 puts on for the 27th. That's a $48 gain right there, just playing that on one delta move. Now, again, very hard to exactly like kind of amount which one she played or what she did or whatever went down. But as you can see, you can make money on the way up and money on the way down. Excuse me. That was the delta on the calls and the puts. For she said she played the 49s, so the 50, it'd be around 52 again. This is at close, so this is like not historical. We can take a look at the historical movement of it though. That's the cool thing that Webull has is, okay, I did not want it to do that. Remove this chart, go back to options. She said 49 puts. I'm assuming this is the strike date. That's just what I'm taking it at a grain of salt. Okay, you did the 820s. Perfect. Thank you. That makes it so much easier for me. Now that I know, I don't have to guesstimate. And you gave us your in and out points exactly. And I'm going to use that to teach folks about this right now. So thank you so much for that. So if we look here, now I'm just trying to get Webull to kind of cooperate so I can make this a little bit bigger, but I can't like make it like a widget because it doesn't want to do that. But if we look here, she entered in around 28, which would be somewhere around here. We're going to assume here around the top. She caught the top very well. And as she saw signs of weakness, I assume here, played it all the way to, hold on, I am in, yep. Okay, so we're looking at the chart in reverse. So she got them at 28. Hold on, what am I doing here? Okay. Why is it showing me for the puts? Why is the value going down? That doesn't make any sense. This chart's messed up. Hold on. 48. View chart. Weekly puts. Yeah, for sure. No, I get it, but the thing that I'm seeing here is this should be like, I'm assuming, let's say you got it around here, around 28 here, and then you sold it at 60, but this chart isn't reflecting that for me correctly. I know that like you definitely, like you could eat as an easy 100% move that you did there, which is fantastic. Not easy. I'm saying like it makes 100% that it ran 100%, because just take a look at it here. The massive dive that happens from this point in the chart around where I would imagine you added to this point, because this is trading sideways. This is where you play calls. This isn't big enough of a dive for it to be 100% move, but this is a big enough dive for it to be 100% move. So I think this is how you played it. So you can definitely play puts on this and make a fantastic amount of money. Congratulations. Jeff, what is going on, buddy? Excited for the move up to PFE? Me too. I think that PFE will have its next move up. The chart is consolidating here. It's been consolidating this level, but I do think we get a little bit of weakness at open tomorrow, or maybe a little bit after open. So like the flush this morning was delayed. Usually with PFE, we get a flush right at open, and then it runs up, but it looks like the flush happened at noon, and then it kind of started to kind of slowly pick up and consolidate. Not strong enough, but again, it looks like Kathy would once again added at the top, but that's okay. But if you look here, it kind of tends to drop and then run for the rest of the day. That's how PFE kind of tends to move. And then on these days, just had to look at that massive rounding top movement here. That's bearish, but it did its thing. It did a massive move. It just did not care what. Kind of like an inverted cup and handle that kind of happened here. And then, wow, okay, that's awesome. All right, so we had a lot of fun with PFE. PFE is doing very well. We've been playing it in the Patreon. The Patreon folks love PFE and just have been rocking and rolling. Tiny Pie Media, what's going on? I see you swung it from yesterday to today. Actually didn't sell at the highest point. That's okay. You don't have to always sell at the highest point. Profits are profits. No one goes broke selling early. No one goes, as long as you make some profits on it, that's okay. And that's awesome. And you're happy. I'm happy for you. I'm happy. Profits are profits. Folks need to start accepting that. There's so many people that play stocks and just are like, all right, we need to make 1,000,000%. Like I put in, like, I was talking to someone earlier and they were like, yeah, I'm trading, I'm making money, but I'm not rich yet. I'm like, well, how much money are you playing with? And he's like, well, I'm $1,000. I'm like, well, $1,000 isn't going to make you a millionaire overnight. You're going to slowly compound gain that, and you can get that somewhere, but it takes some time. Like you need to take some time and put some time into it and learn to trade, amass some capital, play what you can, and then get there. Like $1,000 doesn't become $1,000,000 overnight. I don't know who's selling that crockpot of BS, but it is what it is, right? So PFE, nice, had a lot of fun. Larry, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Folks, by the way, if you're in here, we got a tiny crew today. That means we can do a lot more Q&A. Hit the like button if you'd like. If you don't, that's okay too, but we'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. So I saw someone requested, I think I saw someone here, Palantir. Amy said for Palantir. By the way, if you guys want, you could throw stocks into the chat. We could definitely talk about them. Larry, we just did PFE. We had a lot of fun talking about PFE. Paulina, she's also in our Discord. Amy's also here. We got a lot of the Discord members here. Jeff's also here too. And we had a lot of fun with PFE. Small piles eventually make a big pile. I totally agree. I think that a lot of people underestimate the amount of money you can make. Just if you made $50 a day, let's just say you made $50 a day, right? 50 times, let's say, I don't know. Let's say there's 200 days. let's say 250. How many days are there in a working? How many working days in a year? Working days in a year. I think it's like 260. Yeah, 261 in 2020. So 261. You make $13,000 making only $50 a day. Come on, like that's awesome. Like a lot of people don't trade for a living. This is the thing, that a lot of people have jobs on the side or making good money on the side, doing other stuff on the side. But when it comes down to trading, they're like, oh, I didn't make any money today, I'm screwed. Well, no, you're not. You got a paycheck coming up in 2 weeks. You're going to be fine. But a lot of people are like doomsday it and psychologically destroy themselves. That's not good. You shouldn't be doing that. Let's start it off with Palantir today. One of my favorite long-term stock ads. Cathie Wood has been adding massively. But this stock, if we look here, has been hitting the top of the Bollinger Band, and it's been a resistance point for it. It went to 20, almost 26, rejected it, went to 25.60 today, rejected that again. Essentially, this $25 line, which kind of, if we look here, you guys know how much I love my Fibonacci's, has kind of been the level for it. I do want to redraw these Fibonacci's. It has been a while. I don't think that this is accurate anymore. I want to bring it here. So clearly, we are now in an uptrend. We've broken the 50% point, and we're kind of consolidating. And I think what could happen here is this isn't a gap. Someone was trying to tell me earlier that this was a gap. It's so close. Like these wicks are so close to each other. It's like pennies off. It's negligible. It could have been in pre-market after-hour situation. 100% negligible. It's in an uptrend. We could see that clearly. We can see that by the 9 EMA. Its new support is 9 EMA. I want to check my moving averages with this one, because this is one that I haven't kind of really looked at in a while, because it's kind of like a long buy and long hold for me. 50 moving average has established itself as support, which is very bullish for me. I love when the 50 is support. That's my favorite thing to do. That's my favorite thing to have, is a 50 moving average support. And of course, I don't think this has enough days on the market, or it's just right now establishing a 200 moving average. No, it is. Look at that. Look at that ugly death cross. So a death cross, by the way, is a lagging. So it happens, and then you see it on the chart. So you can see massive drop, death cross, recovery begins. That's an ugly shade of yellow. I want to fix that. I don't know why I went with that one. That one's a little bit better, much better. But you've got 200 moving average support as well. Do you? No, you don't. We closed under it. We closed under the 200 moving average. But that's okay. That's okay. Give it some time. I like the fact that we have this 50. This is a stock that clearly has not had an easy journey. IPO'd around $10, went to 45 on momentum, came all the way down to, I want to say, $17, ran back up to 27, came back down to the mid-20s, low 20s, and is now slowly making its way up. This is a stock that's going to take time. That's what it is. That's something that I tell people is this is one of those stocks that will take time, but it's one of those that you'll wake up one day and it'll be like a $56 stock. The way that NEO, if folks are familiar with NEO did the same exact thing. NEO, many, many moons ago, used to be a penny stock. And then one day everyone woke up and boom, it became a double-digit stock. And then it became a $20 stock, a $30 stock, and then a $50 stock. And now you're back down to a $30 stock. But it has never shown signs of going sub 30 forever. Essentially, since I want to say the last time that it was in the 30s was last November. Now, can it happen? Sure. Give me another market correction. Give me something bad happening. You can easily go back to the 30s. Who am I to say that we'll never go back to the 30s? But I'm just saying, if you find a company, it's really finding a company. It's not finding a stock. It's finding a company. If you find a company, you do your due diligence on them. You build your bull case. You build your bear case. Always have your bear case. Build your conviction. Dollar cost average in. And it could do well for you. And I think Palantir is one of those that could do well. I personally love Palantir. It's one of my top holdings. It's one of my highest conviction plays. And as we can see, Cathie Wood loves it. Now, that doesn't mean you should go buy it because she bought it. But do your own due diligence. It's not a simple company to understand, but it will take time. It will take about a year or two to be able to get to its maximum points where I think that it can get to a market cap of, I think, double what it is now. But let me see. Yeah, I foresee this becoming easily a $100 billion market cap company in the next 2 to 3 years. Again, 2 to 3 years for a lot of people, a lot of traders are in the mentality of, that's too long for me. I need to become rich tomorrow. I don't do that. I love letting my investments sit, work for me, and then I'll come back and reap the rewards months later. Okay, let's jump into something else. mRNA. mRNA, very parallel to Pfizer, had a difficult day. And it makes sense. Look, mRNA had a massive tear after its addition to the S&P 500. It needs to cool off. But the good thing is we discussed this on Tuesday's stream as well, as it's holding this 50% Fibonacci level. So you're not technically in a downtrend. You're in a consolidation. I see your question on Palantir. I'll jump back into it right now in a second. Let me just finish this one. So you're consolidating right now, and that's okay. Allow the consolidation to go through, allow it to happen. It could make a leg up if good news comes in, or it could make a leg down and go into its next support levels around the 320s to 350s. Right now, we'll see what happens. We'll have to watch and see how it plays out. But right now, I don't see many signs of it going there. Let me see the Bollinger Bands. You did close under the 20 moving average, which is a little, well, hold on. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. We closed under the 20 moving average, and that's okay. Give it some time. It could regain that. But if it doesn't, I can see it coming back down to 350. And then if it breaks 350, it's got a clean path down to 320. So definitely be careful with this one. It ran high on momentum. It ran high. This is what happens. Is it happened with AMD as well, as if retail and a lot of people, and even the suits and in the institutionals and the kind of the hedgies, if they see momentum in a stock, they're going to pile in there because they know that the momentum's there, the volume is there. It's just going to roll up and fly up. So that's how people like to do it. And Moderna was one of them. And to be fair, Moderna made sense to move up, but it never made sense to move up that hard. I'll show you a parallel stock that I kind of discuss a lot when I talk about Moderna because of its massive move based off its addition to the S&P 500. But it does have like the vaccine catalyst situation going on with it too. Is it's good old PEN. Look at PEN. PEN was trading in the 60s before its S&P 500 edition announcement, ran to 142, came right back down. Statistically, after the addition to the S&P 500, in about 6 to 8 weeks, the stock will return back to around the same pre-addition price. People take profits. That's just how it works. And with that being said, I want you to listen to my buddy Jeff and smash the like button. Listen to my buddy Gregory and hit the like button. It's time to get these likes up, and then we will go over as many stocks as you guys want. I remember do pre-ask me a question. Are you in options with Palantir, Ryan? As of right now, no. I played a lot of options on Palantir. A little bit beforehand, I was ping-ponging them. But what happened with Palantir is when Palantir goes into consolidation and goes sideways like this, it becomes very hard for me to play options. I like to day trade options. And I love to swing options. Swing is the best thing. It's like, okay, I found a good entry, boom. But right now, Palantir has just been like this. And when it's going like this, it's very hard for me to swing it unless I go into the money play in the money options. Like, for example, if I were to play this, I'd have to go with like a $23 in the money option for September 3rd. So I'd go with this one, for example. No, that's puts, dummy. September 3rd. So I'd have to go with this one. And as you can see, it's already not doing very well with the trading sideways situation. Theta is not that bad, but it's bad. I don't like Theta being. I don't like going into a stock when I'd rather see Palantir close above. I think it was the 20 moving average was where it lost. No, we have the 20 moving average. We have the 9 EMA. We have the 50 moving average. If we close above the 50 moving average for 2 consecutive trading days, then I'll add an out of the money options call on it. Or for me, really, this one, if you look at it, I've been this week has been a bit of a wild week for me, so I haven't been really trading. But with the Discord Patreon, I alerted. I said, hey, play puts on this sucker, and it did. It did very well. If you added puts here, even if you added puts at open, and you just held them into close, literally into close, and literally sold them beforehand, you would have made a decent amount of money. So you can play options, but really, options right now, in the beginning of August, were fantastic for swings. Now they're becoming more into day trading. You can still find very good swings, and some swings are doing very well, but it's just becoming like the difficulty gauge is being turned up a little bit, and you're seeing people squirm a little bit, and that's okay. The difficulty level will be released very soon, I think, because it's the summer. There's not volume dies down towards this time. People go on vacation. You've got a holiday coming up in September, which I always blank on which holiday it is. But that's kind of the big thing there. Rick K, we did SPY in the beginning. So if you just scrub forward all the way to the beginning, we did a nice little discussion on SPY. Someone was asking me market correction still has not come, right? Nope, no market correction. Market correction is if we drop 10%. We're nowhere near market correction. You know what? Just to cover you and Rick at the same time, I know someone asked me about a market correction lower too. This is not a market correction that happened. Take a look at this. This is a pattern that happens every month. CPI, dip, recover, CPI dip, recover, CPI dip, recover, CPI dip. And clearly today we started recovering. And I think we'll start to recover into Monday. So I'm not worried about it. I still think 450 is in sight for the next month. For SPY, I do think we will eventually get a correction. We're due for one. It's natural to get 1 to 2 a year. So if we go to like a weekly chart, we could see in 2020 we got one. In 2020, I think this is a second one. If we what was this? Not a correction, but a big dip that freaked out a lot of people into the election. So you had one here. I mean, can you count it from this point to this point as a correction? We can measure it. I know by definition, people are like, it has to be 10% for it to be a correction. It has to be 10%. And there you go, 10.5%. So there you go. You had 2 corrections within good old 2020. You had the big one, the Swan event. I think, was there a third in 2020? No, this was last year. This was 2018. So if we go into 2021, and we kind of map this out, you have 3.5%, which is not big enough. Nothing really in 2021. I know that there were painful months in 2021. That's for sure. If we look here, if we're really basing it off of SPY, January was our only red month, and August is sort of a red month right now, but I think it'll close green. But I don't see the correction right now. I see dips, and dips are healthy. You want dips. You never want the thing to just be all green candles. All green candles result in massive crashes. You want to see something? Take a look at this. A ton of green candles, ton of red candles. You don't want that. You want a healthy little bounces, and the way that the market's been kind of retuning itself every essentially month is good. I'm fine with that. Allow that to happen. We're pricing and tapering, which is coming, which is going to hurt tech stocks. But if we start pricing them in now into the markets, later on, we won't have to worry about too much of a drop with everything going on. One Sure Junkie, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. Just one coin. Okay, I don't know what the heck that is. All right, let me see. I'm trying to catch up on comments. Why is the stock market community so toxic? It makes gaming community look like angels. Hey, man, this is the thing. People get a bit testy when money's on the line. People get scared. That's what it is. It's fear personified into anger, which is how I see it. And it's not really meant for everyone. I think everyone can learn to trade, but the stock market day-to-day isn't meant for everyone. And Twitter allows people to hide behind avatars and rage. And that's unfortunate. So don't let it get to you. Block whatever noise is out there. Literally, there's a block button for you. Hit that block button and don't worry about it. And you just keep doing you and find good communities that you can kind of mesh with. That's why I made the Discord, was I was able to bring in a fantastic community of people, find as many great people, bring them in. Hey, come. I just want you to be part of it. Come be a part of it. We got Jeff in there. We got Amy in there. We got Paulina in there. We got Larry in there. We got a lot of fantastic people in there. So just find a community that works for you. Gregory, Lucid, let's go. Lucid Motors, how are we doing on Lucid? I haven't looked at Lucid in a while. Oh, boy. All right. Okay. Lucid's coming down. All right. Don't get me canceled for this, Gregory. Last time I said Lucid stock's coming down, I almost got canceled. Did a whole video on it on my YouTube channel. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. If you go to ryanstocks.com, you click on the YouTube tile, there's a video. I literally almost got canceled for pointing out an SEC filing. Look, this stock almost got me canceled. This was Lucid. Lucid literally almost got me canceled, believe it or not. Disgraceful, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Lucid, as you can see here, you're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, sitting on the 200 moving average at 21.31. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this chart a little bit less convoluted because these levels are clearly gone. Bollinger Band, we're at the bottom, which is meeting right at the 200. We're in a downward trend, obviously, but we've been trading sideways for a long period of time. Support's at $20. I've been saying this. I want Lucid under $20 to buy it for myself personally. I sold in the mid to high 20s. I got out. Getting back into it is something that I want to do, but I'm patient with it because I know you got warrants coming up. You've got the lockup period ending, and you've got that secondary offering that they filed. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you. Now, when is that secondary offering going to come? Who knows? Who knows when? It could be 6 months from now. It could be 16 days from now. Who knows? But this is an S1, which is a secondary offering, which is for a decent chunk of money. I don't know why the formatting on this is so... Oh, hold on. I'm zoomed in. That's why. Hold on. Give me 1 second. sometimes this website, like, I don't know why I bother. Let me just go to SEC Edgar. Edgar, come to me. Let's do this, Edgar. SECedgar.com. Lucid. Really, Lucid's a fantastic company. I have no doubt in my mind about these guys becoming successful. It's why I'm confidently will be adding to this stock. But I'm also want this stock for the best bang for my buck, right? They've got a secondary offering coming in. It literally says it here, secondary offering for 31 billion, I believe. 100,000 million billion. Yeah, 31 billion. Sometimes my eyes plays tricks on me. So I just want to make sure that this website's slow as heck. Come on, like the zooming is killing me right now. You guys seeing this delay that's happening? But 31 billion, we're going to have an introduction of about 100,000 million billion, 1.3 billion shares to the float. It's going to become a higher float stock, very parallel to all of our other EV companies. Tesla's not a low float. We can look at Tesla. I think they're in the billion. They're almost at $1,802 million. Ford's definitely in the billions. Ford's at 3.91 billion. GM is one that I've got my eye on for a while now. That it's getting like juicy for me to add some GM. I like GM a lot. At 1.38 billion. So you can see it's okay for the stock float to go up. It's okay to raise money. You need to spend money to make money. We've seen that with other companies. If you don't believe me, go look at Marathon Digital Holdings. They were a penny stock. They did a ton of offerings, bought the machines that they needed, and now they're a $30 stock. So you need this kind of money. They're not just willy-nilly raising this money to be able to throw a ticker tape parade for Peter Rawlinson. So it happens. And the float's already high on Lucid. So it'll be about almost a double float, which is why I'm okay with waiting for it to come down. I imagine this will be somewhere around Ford's stock price eventually. A little bit higher, just due to the market cap situation. So Ford's sitting at almost 50 bill. Lucid, I don't know what Lucid is at right now. Lucid's at a 35 billion. I like Lucid's market cap here, to be honest with you, though, because there's no cars out yet. Once the cars come out and they can prove it, I'm game. Let's play some Lucid, but I need the car to come out. I need the car to have a car crash. I need it to not catch on fire. That's what kind of gets me going. Lucid freaking run away. I don't know what that means. You want the stock price to run up? Sorry, let me just adjust this. Oh, what are your thoughts on Jumia? Let's do it. Let's take a look at Jumia. Let me see. Hit the like button. I believe in you guys. It's so easy. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Be cool. Okay, so I see a bunch of comments just coming in. Hi, y'all see the currency market, what just happened? No, I don't really cover the currency markets. Yeah, Dupree, IWM has been in a terrible situation. We discussed that early on. You could rewind and we can definitely see our discussion on that one. Buy some Neo naked calls at $23 as well. Sell Neo put spreads. Sure, man. If you're bullish on it, I don't see an issue there. Collecting some premium and selling some covered spreads. There's no big deal there. There's no issue. Some put spreads there. No big deal. Okay. Oh, someone has a funny comment about Palantir. Palantir is Genesis. Genesis is Skynet. I don't know about that, but to me, they're a data analytics company. That's what I see it as. But okay, let's do this. Someone was asking about Jumia before too. Let's take a look at it. Those guys are like the Amazon in Africa. They had a massive run up. They've got a massive drop now. I wouldn't touch the stock right now. I don't know. First of all, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know anything about them. But just looking at some basic numbers here. Like, I like that. I like that their cash, they've got more cash. Income is not as high as it should be. Cost is getting higher, but revenue isn't getting higher parallel to that. A Tiny Pie says it's like the Wish of Africa. Oh, damn. I thought they'd be more like the Amazon of Africa. Like, I thought it was like it's such a cool name. And we can look at the website. Let's take a look at the website. I think this is the press website. Usually if you click on that logo, it takes you to like the actual website. I don't know if it's accessible from the US. Building e-commerce platform in Africa. Our commitment. Okay, so clearly I have no idea how to navigate this website, but that's okay. Look, it's in a downward trend. massive downward trend. It's been on one. It has shown barely any signs of recovery. Earnings came out and it's just been on a massive decline. You are literally in oversold territories right now. It needs to find a floor. It needs to find a floor. That's kind of how it works with these stocks, is you need to find a floor before adding them. And yes, that might be like, oh, I missed the bottom by like $2. Like, doesn't matter. You need to find a floor, allow it to build a support level, and then add the stock. I'll show you that on Wish, for example. Wish, I was getting so much flack when everyone was talking about it. And I was like, this stock doesn't look like it's going to that price target that everyone's talking about. But unfortunately, I was right. Unfortunately, because I never like when people lose money. But if you look here, when earnings came out, I was getting so much flack. Everyone's like, it's down to $7, you idiot, buy it. I was like, nope, I'm going to wait for it to find a floor. I don't plan on ever buying Wish, but everyone's like, you idiot, wait to find a floor. No, I was like, they were like, you idiot, buy it. And I was like, nope, I'm going to wait to find a floor. And if you look here, it still hasn't found a floor yet. It's still consistently going lower and lower every single day. So to me, that's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. People, please stop ripping off people. Oh my God. Blocked. Who are you, dude? Get lost. I love trolls because on YouTube, you just get one button and adios. Unknown Benzinga is one giving apes fair coverage. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I think, was he crying about AMC? If you guys know me, like, you could ask, like, Nicole's been here during my AMC streams. Jeff's been here during my AMC streams. I've been nothing but fair and consistent about AMC the whole time. As you can clearly see, like, I sold my AMC so I could give you unbiased coverage on it. And that's what I've done this whole time. So if people don't like it, I'm sorry, but it's unbiased coverage for a reason. I will tell you, I will say it as I see it. And right now, AMC's been in a downtrend. We broke the 50 Fibonacci, right? I do kind of want to redraw it, so I'm going to do that today. I haven't redrawn it in a while, but let's do that today. If the Bollinger Bands allow me. This thing is, sometimes when you overlay too many indicators on Webull, it starts being like, oh, which one do you want to click on? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me, man. Oh, hold on. I'm a dummy. It was locked. So let's go. All right. So usually I would, full transparency, I would ignore outlier candles, but it's not that much of an outlier candle because we got so close to it. Amy, I see your CSCO. We'll definitely jump into that after AMC 100%. I want to discuss that as well. That's one that no one talked about. They had good earnings. They had very good earnings from what I remember. And we'll definitely pull it up on Benzinga. But take a look at this. AMC regained to the 20 moving average here. And today came down. That's the thing. Why is the reason for that? Like, people are like, what the hell? The hedgies. No, there's no volume. The reason these massive candles happened up here is there was volume. Look, I'm going to turn Bollinger Bands off so you can see it clearly. And I'll even delete the Fibonacci so you can take a look at this right here. But take a look at this. And be honest with yourselves. Volume was massively high. And then now it's kind of cooled off. And as volume went down, so did the stock chart. Down here is volume. And volume is low. The 3-month volume average was 166 million, right? We're getting 47 million. We're getting 57 million, 86. On the days where the volume is high and it's coming in, it's doing very well. Like, look there, 167 million. On par with this, the stock has a massive move. There's no volume there. People don't have enough money to come back in and buy more shares. People are already in it. People in AMC should not overextend their wallet and hodl. Who cares if it goes north, south, east, west? Just hodl. So yeah, some people want to hodl. Whatever you want to do, it's your money. That's not my business. I don't ever tell you to hold or sell or whatever. I'm just saying. My point of this is that take a look at, like, you might be saying, like, why the hell is this going down? It's because the volume is reduced. If volume comes back in, then it goes up. Bingo, shebang. No big deal, right? So you got to keep, that's why, like, charts are so important. There's so many people that shit on charts, but the chart will tell you a lot. It'll be like, okay, even if you don't know how to read it, like, understanding, like, just the volume indicator, which is literally just reading the number on it, you'll see, okay, so there's less volume today. If you look here, it tells you the volume. Like, okay, yesterday was 57, today was 47, and the stock went down. Yesterday, the stock was down by 1%. Today, the stock is down by 7%. Now, volume comes in, like these past 4 days, kaboom, we go up. Very straightforward. Naked short on AMC. Look at that steep drop from 50. Where Are you talking about here? No, I get it. Short. There's look, 1,000% there's shorts on this stock. 1,000%, right? And I'm not saying that there's 1,000% level of short. I'm saying that I agree with you 1,000% that there's people shorting this stock. 100%, no doubt about it. You know that. I know that. That's how the whole movement started. But the thing is, if people are in or people are looking for a massive squeeze like this, what I'm seeing here is, and I used to have access to Ortex, I don't have it anymore, but these were little micro short squeezes that happened where you got these big pops of 24%, 7%. These were micro short squeezes. There hasn't been enough volume recently for that to do that. And we can see that parallel with the retail report that came out. The velocity of money is slowing down. So that's what's there. One share junkie, buddy. I don't know anything about currency and stuff like that, so I can't talk on currency. I don't know about it. You're saying look at DKY. Is that I don't know if Webull has that. That's an OTC thing. I don't think it's the same one that you're discussing. Are you talking about DXY? US dollar index? Are you talking about this? I think this is what you're referring to, and the dollar has picked up. I think that's what you're referring to. Yeah, the USD has picked up, but clearly for the year we've dropped significantly, which is not good. Hodling is my favorite. Ring to this, whatever the hell that means. Okay, let's go to Cisco, CSCO. Cisco Systems. Look at that. Look at that beautiful green candle. 3.84% on a 4.21 billion float stock with a $241 billion market cap. That's what I like to see. They might be like, only 3%, you loser. That's why you're eating ramen every day. No, 3% on a stock like this is massive. You guys have to understand the concept of float and market cap. Then you'll truly appreciate when a massively floated stock like this just moves like that. Okay, so it looks like they increased their guidance. I know they beat on EPS. Here we go. So these guys reported Q4. Their quarters are shifty. They beat EPS 84 versus 82. Sales beat 13 billion versus 13.02 billion. Fantastic. And they raised their guidance from 0.78 to 8.81 versus 0.81 estimates. Sales growth, they see 7.5 to 9.5%, and they foresee a 2022 fiscal year EPS of 3.38 versus 3.2, which is a 5 to 7% growth. Now, 5.7% growth in this kind of company is massive. It's a $240 billion company. That's a massive jump in growth. So that's there. Okie dokie. If AMC goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, no, yeah, man. People get mad. That's okay. People get mad, but it is what it is. AMC was the 21st most active traded stock today, according to Webull, but I have calls on Macy's and Kohl's. Let's talk about Macy's a little bit. So, okay, let me talk about Cisco. Let me finish Cisco, then I'll go to Macy's. I got nothing to say. It's a beautiful, it's been trading sideways forever. Got its little massive pop. Went to 57.49. Now I want to see if I have to go to a weekly for this one. This reminds me of when we were doing Pfizer just a few weeks ago. It could go for its 2019 numbers again if it keeps going and just level up and take the 58.26 level. And I think that will be an all-time high for the stock. Got to go to a monthly for that. Looks like at a point it was $82. But we're not accounting for dilution and all this other crap that happens throughout the life cycle of a stock and a company. But I like it. It's showing signs the MACD's green, RSI's up. Could it keep going? Yes, it is a bit risky because it had a massive move like this today. I wouldn't be surprised if we consolidated in this area for a bit. But let's see. I do want to take a stab at the fibs with this one now. Let me just... So you see you ripped up. I wouldn't be surprised if you consolidate between 55 and 57 for a bit before making a leg up, or it could just make a leg up depending on market conditions, of course. Traders Lounge, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. AMC most actively traded stock on Webull, but I have calls on Macy's and Kohl's. Macy's had a massive day today too. I think they reported earnings, and look at that, 20% day. Now you might be saying, why did Macy's have a 20% day on good earnings, but Cisco only had 3%. Float and market cap, ladies and gentlemen. 310 million float is much easier to move with a little bit of volume than a 4.1 billion float. Let's take a look at Macy's, by the way. For the record, folks, if you would like to learn how to do this kind of technical analysis, join our Patreon Discord, private Discord. You go here, you can sign up at ryanstocks.com. You click on the second tab, you sign up. There's access to 2 playlists. I'm working on a 3rd playlist for options as well. First one is the psychology of money and building wealth. Second one is the trading stocks and how to do technical analysis. Third one that I'm building is for options. That'll be out towards the end of the month. So there's 3 massive playlists you have access to, plus options watch lists, stock watch lists, and our Discord, which is a very small, supportive, awesome team of traders. So if you want access to that, you can sign up for the Patreon. I think there's only a few slots left. I can check right now. I think there's only like 4 or 5 slots left, last I remember. Yeah, only 4 slots left here on the Tesla and 1 on the Google tier. So if you'd like to sign up now and get in there. I don't think I'm going to add more slots for next month because it's gotten a little bit bigger than I'm comfortable with. So I'm probably not going to add slots for next month. So if you'd like to sign up, go ahead. They're available now. If you'd like to get the Teslas, this tier does get you the course, by the way. So if you'd like to do it, it gets you course access for free. And whatever material I add to the course, you automatically get access to it forever that you're in the Patreon, you get access to it. Macy said that they're putting to it. Yeah, I saw that. That was huge. Jeff, there's Jeff. Jeff's co-signing the Discord, by the way. Jeff's co-signing the Discord. Shout out to you, Jeff. You're the man. Jeff's one of my favorite people in the Discord. He's so awesome, so supportive. He's one of our Google tier members, and I have the pleasure of meeting with him monthly, and the live streams, interactive, awesome guy. Hey, bro, are you going to interview with Zash, CEO Ted? I don't know what Zash is. I've never done an interview on this network with anyone. I just never have. I'm not sure who Zash is, though. Now I'm curious. Zash. I don't know what Zash is, man. If you can give me a ticker, I'll look into him. I want to kind of look at Macy's right now. Macy's. You know what's funny? You know what's really funny? I ordered 2 dress shirts from Macy's, and only one of them came. And I reached out to them, and I was like, "Oh, this is good." I was so pissed. I was like, "Oh, I had the packing slip that says they should both be in here. Only one of them is in here. They're never going to believe me. They're never going to send me that shirt that I never got. I'm going to be out of like $50." I literally called them. 6 minutes later, the reorder email was in my inbox. Hey, we're sending you the shirt again. I was like, Macy's has really changed, and that was a really, really bullish sign for me for their company moving forward. Now, my dummy self at that point should have initiated some call option purchases or some common purchases, but I didn't, and that's okay. So let's take a look at the earnings. Macy's FY. I know they reported early this morning. There we go. Wow, look at that. This is what makes me a little bit confused as to how could retail sales be down when Macy's is slaughtering. Q2 EPS of 129 versus 0.81. Sales of 5.65 billion versus a 4.98 billion estimate. Massive jump. This is a increase of 260% almost over losses last year. And the company reported quarterly sales of 5.65 bill, which is a 13.4% increase year over year. I'm sorry, over the analyst estimate, and it's a sales increase of 356 billion over the same period last year. That's massive. Come on, like they're killing it. Like I've been to Macy's recently too, and the thing is, you wouldn't see that reflected in the stores, but like during COVID when I was going, but like recently when I went, the store was pretty packed. The store is pretty packed, and I live in a suburb area, so it's usually not packed. But like, parking lot was full. People were packed in there. It looked like they've minimized their staff on hand, which is unfortunate. I do prefer them they need people on the floors, but there's like 1 or 2 people per floor. But the thing that was different though is they had way more checkout lines, and they were just humming. They were just going. There was lines to check out. Everything was humming. So I was a dummy for not initiating calls on that, but live and learn, right? Live and learn. Sometimes you just have to understand and go with your gut. They're also doing a quarterly dividend of 15 cents per share, which to you and I might be like, that sucks, but that's good. They kept their dividend. Disney cut their dividend through COVID, but Macy's kept their dividend. And if you guys don't know me well enough to know that Toys R Us was a massive part of my childhood. And when Toys R Us closed down, it was a bit of a heartbreaker because it was like a generation of kids who will never have access to Toys R Us and a toy store. They'll have to go to Amazon.com and click and get it to me in 2 days. But going to Toys R Us and being immersed into the Toys R Us world was such a big deal for me as a kid, and I loved it. And it's kind of a part of what I think like it initiated a lot of the engineering mentality for me. It was Legos and Power Rangers, combining things together and all this cool stuff. And seeing Toys R Us coming back to Macy's, coming back to the U.S. I know they're still in Canada, they're still in Europe, they're still in Japan, but in the U.S., they've been gone. And it looks like U.S. shops, shop-in-shops roll out to 400 Macy's stores in 2022. Largest assortment of Toys R Us merchandise will be available on Macy's website ahead of the holiday season, which is massive. Toys R Us's website will also be powered by Macy's. This is big. This is really, really big. I took my son there as an incentive. Yep, my folks took me there all the time too. It was like, good report card, let's go to Toys R Us. Birthday, Toys R Us. We also had KB Toys when I was a kid. Most of you probably have no idea what that is. You guys are probably too young. I'm 26, by the way, if you guys are curious. That's gonna help. That's gonna help Macy's a lot. You get more foot traffic in there. The kid wants to buy a toy. Mom sees a nice pair of shoes. Dad sees a nice shirt. I don't know. Grandma sees a nice pair of sandals. Just cycles. And I think that's very, very good. It's a massively smart move with them. I know Macy's brought in Finish Line for a period of time. They brought Sunglass Hut in for a period of time. I think Sunglass Hut is still in Macy's, if I'm not mistaken. We can check. That's what we got. I think, yes, Sunglass Hut into Macy's was smart. That's where I bought my sunglasses. I never went to a Sunglass Hut. I just went to the Macy's Sunglass Hut. I don't know if they're still in there. But okay, I'm very glad that it didn't project to you guys my actual location. That's what I've always been worried about. It's like, you'll get doxxed, dummy. How can I see? How can I see this? Look at that. Toys already. Location and hours, services, store events, catalogs. No. See stores and services. I think that's where we'll see it. Personal shoppers, corporate. No. I don't want to see that. Let me just see Sunglass Hut. Macy's. I think they're still in business together. Yes, they are. So you can see Sunglass Hut is still in there. I think Finish Line is still in a lot of Macy's as well. Finish Line. Yep, Finish Line is also in there. So now they're including another branch in there, which is very smart. I see producer AB's coming in. He's getting, by the way, behind the scenes, he's getting his hair ready to look really nice for you guys. So just when producer AB gets in here, comment below, your hair looks great. Because he was getting his hair, and he can't hear me right now. So just remember that.
What is up, Ryan? How we doing?
Producer AB, doing fantastic, man. I was just telling them behind the scenes you were fixing your hair before you came online, and for them to tell you to comment below that your hair looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, I just got out of a long meeting. Sometimes when I'm stressed, I'd be running my hair through my hair and mess it all up. So got to get it nice and presentable before I come on.
All good, man. Totally understandable. We had a good stream today, man. We went deep into SPY. We covered Pfizer, Palantir, and we rounded the day on a stock that I didn't ever imagine we talked about on the show, Macy's.
Yeah. Macy, Spencer and I were actually just talking about Macy's. We looked back, and I forget if it was at $3 or $4 at the lows of the pandemic. We basically said, like, if you bought it at $4, you'd be up, 400% right now, or 500%. Pretty good.
You know what's wild about them that I'm a bit shocked about? They have a dividend, but Disney cut their dividend, and so many massive companies cut their dividend, but Macy's kept their dividend, or they've returned their dividend at least. But those massive companies have not yet.
Interesting. What about have we checked out any cryptos today? I know we have Bitcoin, but I wanted to check in on Dogecoin real quick.
Let's do it. The Doge. You guys know I'm a fan of the Doge. Doge has been interesting. Look, Doge is lagging the movement Bitcoin had. It caught up. It's consolidating now. It's holding this 50% level, which I like. I need the Doge above 30 cents. That's where it stays strong. If we can keep above 50, Doge becomes a party and then makes its way up when Bitcoin levels up. And I think Bitcoin goes through the 50K within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And that'll be when we see Doge go for the 40-cent area again and make its way up. I don't want to ever see Doge do this again. These parabolic movements are dangerous for something like Doge because it initiates pump and dumps. It initiates movement, as we can see here. It hurts the coin. Now, it's not a stock, but it hurts the coin, and it takes it much longer to recover and make its way back.
So you'd rather see just more of a gradual climb up rather than these huge, 100% gains in a single day.
Yeah, because I think most people, the way that I see them trading Doge is they don't trade Doge. They just buy Doge and they hold Doge, and they'd like to use Doge for stuff like this. But it is what it is. So for them, they like to see their Doge green too, because everyone wants to see their account green and make this movement. And I seen a Kohl commented, Doge on Robinhood has no fees. But the thing with that is you can't really use your Doge for anything, because I know like the big thing within the Doge community is they want to be able to use Doge for commerce and they want to be able to use Doge for tipping. But unfortunately, you can't there. You can on Coinbase, Gemini, and other platforms that do it. So I don't really recommend anyone using Robinhood to buy Doge. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, and shout out DK in the chat. They're saying, AB, please beg the peeps to hit the like button. I won't beg. I'm not going to get on my knees and beg, but what I will do is I'll ask. And not for me, but for Ryan, who's been putting on a great stream for an hour, some great knowledge, going through different
You guys got to hit the like button or I'm going to get fired, man. You guys got to hit that like button or you won't see me next week. You're going to have some other person on here. And then you guys are going to be like, what? Where'd Ryan go? So you guys got to hit the like button.
Yeah, and for though, Paulina makes a great point. Maybe they want to hit the like, but they don't know how. I'll give you a quick tutorial. If you're on a computer or desktop, underneath the video, there should be a little gray thumb that looks like this, but it's gray. And when you click it, a really cool thing, Ryan, is it turns it blue. So we want to see some.
Let's do it together. Let's do it.
All right, yeah, exactly. Zoom in a little bit. Give us a couple zooms so we can really see what we're looking at.
All right, folks. So this is YouTube. You guys are probably seeing this little inception view right now. You'll probably see your names on the screen. So down here, there's a like button. Some scoundrel hit the dislike, but thank you for watching anyway.
That was an accident. They meant to hit the.
Yeah, their finger slip, no big deal.
Yeah.
And boom, you just smash the like button, and like it tells you, like it turns it blue, like it's like magic. Like, and the more people hit it, the better it gets. Like, the bigger the blue pop gets. So, I can show you again. Look, you can. Boom! You saw how much bigger that blue got this time. Like it just gets bluer and bluer. So you just gotta keep hitting it.
Boom. All right, Ryan. Well, sorry for having to hop in so late, but we are coming to time. We got Chan's trades starting right now. So another great stream. You do not need to go anywhere. This stream will automatically redirect you over there. And again, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like, follow Ryan on Twitter. Go to ryanstocks.com for all of his links there. Anything else, Ryan?
That's all, man. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'll be back on Tuesday. We'll be discussing more. If you have any questions on stuff that I didn't cover, you can follow me on Twitter. All the links are at ryanstocks.com. Tweet me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. And if you're a Bitcoiner, I just dropped a massive video on my YouTube channel predicting the next move for Bitcoin. That's also linked at ryanstocks.com, and you can check that out. And if you're a Bitcoiner, it might make you smile.
Beautiful. All right, Ryan, we will see you next week on Tuesday.
See you guys. Bye-bye.